Welcome, welcome. Thanks so much for being here. I wanted to do a pick a card tonight for any issues you might be going through, any support that you might need. You can feel free to take a couple breaths, kind of settle in, and just think about a deck that calls to you. It can just be totally intuitive. You can watch through all three of the mini readings, all three of the decks, or choose one that speaks to you. And we're going to get some messages from Spirit tonight that are meant to speak to you about getting through a tough time or advice for getting through some kind of an issue. I also have this 23, 28, how many are on here? 29, 26, something like that, sided dice. And we're going to do a little roll at the end. A friend of mine made these a long time ago. She's an incredible numerologist and reading person herself. So we'll get some answers with the dice as well. Okay, this will be deck 1, deck 2, deck 3. Feel free to pause the video if you need more time, and we'll jump right in. Okay, welcome. So if you chose deck number 1, welcome, welcome. Let's see what Spirit has to sort of comfort you through a tough time. What just flew out here? We're just going to jump in and see what happens. I don't really have any structure for this. I just felt called to come up and read some cards. So 2 of Swords right off of the bat. So deck 1, you guys could be feeling like you're stuck. This is you feeling really unsure of where to go, rough times. You're feeling very vulnerable in a situation that could be extremely tumultuous, not sure what to do. You might be feeling very exposed. She's not wearing any clothes here in this card. You're really supported by Spirit, and you're really supported by your intuition. Look at all of that violet, especially lit up around her crown chakra here. But the waters might be rough and tumble. It might be a lot of emotions going on. There might be a decision that you have to make you're not sure about. You might feel like you're at a crossroads here. That was an immediate flyer card. So you might be feeling really stuck in something, a relationship, a job. Spirit, what do we need to know about, understand, see about the issue at hand that would be helpful here for deck number 1? Let's get this card here. The Knight of Cups. So it did, the way I flipped it over, it's upright, but the way it was landed, it was upside down. So this could be about messages of love. Knight of Cups is oftentimes a harbinger of romantic inclinations, or talks about relationships starting or beginning. The Knight of Cups is an incredibly romantic character. So whether it's upright or upside down, this could be kind of fits and starts of potentially something romantic, or of the beginnings of a relationship. This might be like a relationship in an inappropriate place, something that you're pining for that's not happening. This could be unrequited love. If you're kind of like on the edge of should I, shouldn't I, maybe you're kind of trying to decide, like, if you're really into your best friend, but you don't want to let them know because it could change your relationship, that kind of a thing. This could potentially be about creating family, like if you're on the fence about having kids and you're just unsure, opening yourself up to love, should you, shouldn't you. You could have been waiting for a message from someone, maybe someone overseas that you're not receiving. So something about communication here and the lack or too much communication. This could also be someone like stalker vibes. So that's the Knight of Cups on the opposite end of the spectrum. Someone who is just not putting things down, so romantic, sweeps you off your feet. I had a friend who was swooped up by this guy who was just such a romantic. And at first it was amazing, but he had no real basis in reality. He literally flew her across the world on a sailboat for like days, found out he really was broke, but wanted to start a family, had no basis in reality of like how to actually create a life with her, but was trying to like woo her into marriage and a relationship. So that is the Knight of Cups on one end of the spectrum. Like, don't worry about it. Like, love will feed us, but it doesn't actually. Like, how are you going to support your family, right? So, okay. What do we need to know? 6 of Cups in reverse. So feeling really just out of sorts here, deck number 1. 6 of Cups is like really feeling disconnected from your roots, feeling unsure of yourself. This could also be you disconnecting from family or from family of origin, from your roots, from old friends, from old family ties, in order to kind of separate yourself for a clearer picture, a clearer answer, a clear understanding of the situation. This is really you kind of taking a stand to say, look, I need to figure things out by myself. And the Six of Cups can kind of be rosy glasses. When it's in reverse, we're like, no, I'm not buying into the fact that like everything's fine and it's just like all a good time here. I really need to come out of feeling like it's all just good in the hood and see for myself like what is really happening and feel confident on my own for a second. It's like you're taking time from not understanding the situation here. There's too much or too little emotions going on. It really speaks to how tumultuous this is feeling. And you are making every effort you can, or the advice here is to come out of so much emotional turmoil to kind of sit in and feel the peace of neutrality. Six of Rods. Well, you're going to do it. That's going to be your key to success here, is to come out of this rosy colored glasses kind of a situation and really understand and commit to feeling better, to triumphing over whatever is going on for you. And you're absolutely going to make it happen here. Six of Rods is victory. It's feeling good about yourself. It's celebrating. It's feeling vital. It's feeling creative. It's feeling sexy. It's feeling like you're ready to go party with all of your friends. So whether you're know that that's coming, but also you could also kind of like start to, well, let's ask. So what is the best way for deck number one here to get to success? What action item would be appropriate? What next step would be the best for them to take, do, say, feel? How can they get to that victory point here? What's the best advice for deck number one here to move forward towards feeling really good? Two cards flew out there. Okay. Okay. So if this is about relationship, this is really beautiful. Two of Rods and 10 of Cups. This is saying new opportunities are coming your way. So if this is about a relationship that you're confused about, I mean, this is just relationship vibes all over the place here, right? So, Two of Rods here is saying, look for new opportunities. The world is your oyster. I almost feel personally the Two of Rods is a relationship card to me. I mean, wands speak to our sense of like vitality and creativity and spark and life energy. And where do you feel that most but in relationship? And when we have the two, it's that polarization. It's two things coming into connection with each other. So it's not cups, it's not emotionally based, but it could be creative based. And I always see the Two of Rods. I think, okay, the potential there is absolutely new relationships. Look at this crystal ball that he's looking into. It's really having the world in your hand. It's being open to new opportunities. This is really indicating like if you are caught between, do I step into something new? Do I try something old? This is saying leap into the new, look out at the new possibilities. It's going to be calm. It's going to feel stable. It's going to be built on solid ground, and you're going to feel excited. Follow that feeling of excitement and passion, and you are going to step right into, it's going to lead you to the 10 of Cups. Ultimate wish fulfillment, ultimate happiness. This is also like generational happiness, cups overflowing, rainbows everywhere. I mean, there's not much more to say about the 10 of Cups. It's just like ultimate happiness. Deck one, I know this is a little bit short, but it's feeling kind of like complete. Let's see, is there anything else that deck one should be aware of that you want them to know? Advice, last words here. Queen of Rods in reverse. So just a warning here. This feels like a warning because the Queen of Rods is a character of such confidence. It's a warning to say, be humble. Really step into humility here. Humility from your heart, right? Don't like, don't crawl on the ground, or I don't know, I was trying to think of some weird example, but it's really like be confident from the inside. Be confident from the inside out. Don't be so independently excited about life on your own. Oh, I'm so sorry. Wait, let me sit with this message for a second because it's clear, but I'm not articulating it very well. Be confident from the inside out. Find humility. Come from your heart. And it's like the quiet voice will hear the most. You guys, I am feeling so unarticulate right now, but I hope that's coming across. This is a really sweet reading. It just feels like calm, clear, and complete. So any last messages? Any last messages here for group number 1? Anything else about the situation that they need to know about or speak to? 7 of Pentacles in reverse. This just flew out there. So the Queen of Rods in reverse and 7 of Pentacles in reverse. Feel okay, be okay with feeling like humble about things that just might come undone. That's what this is talking about. And that's okay. When you're stepping into new possibilities, new parameters, new relationships, there might be a time when old projects have to leave, or things that you were tending for a while, might have to like be left by the wayside. It's okay to leave projects that like weren't working out in order to go ahead and move into like new horizons and new destinations. So if you're feeling like discombobulated, that can also be a message of the Queen of Rods in reverse. If you're feeling like you're just not quite yourself, don't feel confident, that's okay. It's a part of the journey forward. And this could also mean a message too. You're going to have to suss out the difference. Make sure if you are jumping into something new that you don't drop balls that are in the air that are really important to you with the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. So this is a dual message. It's saying it's okay to leave things that are kind of half baked if you didn't want the cake that was baking, say that's a weird metaphor, but it's like, say your mom really loves red velvet cake and you've got half of it in the oven, but your mom leaves on vacation unexpectedly and you're still half baking this cake, but you're not going to eat it and you hate red velvet. Screw the cake. It's okay. Toss it out or give it to someone else. It's okay to leave projects half baked and to tend to other things that you're more excited about if their purpose doesn't matter anymore. Let's use the dice. So think of a question here, a general life question. Think of something that's important to you, maybe about the reading, and we will give each pile a dice roll here, just because this is so fun. I'm going to do that again so it doesn't fall on the cards. Whoa. Okay, deck number 1, dice roll. 18. Okay, we've got a little book here. Dice roll 18 for group number 1. Deck number 1 says, your physical health and mental happiness are the issue today. Don't overlook those sometimes bad habits that you think you can take or leave. They still have an effect on you. Wellness is sexy. Okay. So again, just doubling down on self-care and tending to yourself in order to move forward in the best way. Deck 1, I hope this was really helpful and what you needed to know to move through a tough time. Okay, welcome deck number 2 here. Let's go ahead and see what messages are coming through from Spirit in order to guide you through a tough time or a situation you might just want answers with, not know how to deal with. So, Spirit, what do we need to know for group 1? Okay. Deck 2 about what they're going through right now. So the 9 of Swords popped out here, as well as Justice in reverse. So a lot of fear here, a lot of anxiety, a lot of what ifs, what happens when, oh my God, I said this, oh my God, what if I don't, what if they do? And Justice in reverse, maybe fear about even like a legal matter coming up. This could be related to paperwork. This could be related to contracts. A lot of fear about something not working out in your favor. This could be divorce. This could be custody. This could even be like if you're finishing school or if you're finishing the school semester, whatever, if I don't know where we are in the school year, that it's not going to work out in your favor to get to your next grade or something like that. There's a lot of fear body. So the beautiful thing about the 9 of Swords I love is that it really forces me to see that it's all our mental body. It's not yet in the Pentacles, the suit of material things, right? She's in her bed, it's nightmares, it's anxiety, but it's in your head. And the beautiful part about that message is that we have immediate access to what's in our head. We can start to soothe ourselves. We can start telling ourselves different stories. You can start telling yourselves better stories, different beliefs, looking at things in a different way that helps you self-soothe. So it's really about coming out of this nightmare that you might have been in here, and really looking around and saying, okay, like what is a physical death threat to me right now? Is there anything in the room that's gonna like kill me right now? No? Okay. Then I'm not actually physically afraid of my life. Then, help that, let that help you settle your nervous system. And then start to look at all of the fears that are happening in order to calm yourself. So what else is important for us to know here about this situation? Let's dive a little deeper with you guys. Deck 2. What else is helpful for us to know about the situation before we kind of dive into solutions, Spirit? What else do we need to know here for deck 2? That's going to help us about the situation. 6 of Cups. Popped up for group 1 as well. So this could be about old relationships, ones that you're currently in, but also from childhood. This could be about family. This could be about the fear of disturbing family or of upsetting loved ones, of being seen. This is really like a growing up story, or that feeling of like, I need to be my own person, but that is going to upset people in my life. This could be about coming out. Whether that's about your sexuality or your sexual identity, or also just about like what you want to be when you grow up, or if you're like married and you are an established career, but you really want to like do something else. You want to go into like radio DJing when you've been a successful lawyer. That's a true story. I've heard that before from a friend of mine. Transitioned that way, and it costs their family a lot financially for her to do that, right? So there could be a lot of fear around kind of like this nostalgic, idyllic idea of who you are or of who someone else is, or this could also be about kids, but something about really coming to face the music here, that it's just not that way anymore. Let's go ahead and get some more information here. Spirit, what else do we need to know here? What messages does deck 2 need to hear in order to feel better about this situation? What's going to ease the pain, ease the anxiety? What does deck 2 need to know here to help soothe this situation? What does deck 2 need to know here? We're getting a very specific message when it takes a second. Whoop, there we go. Okay. So 10 of Swords, and these sort of popped out sideways. So the Fool, okay, so there's a lot of, maybe you've started something new here, or you're really excited about starting a whole new journey, a whole new you. You're prepared, you're ready. And these, we'll kind of talk about the different spectrums of the cards since they both popped out sideways, but maybe you're not quite there yet. Maybe there's a lot of fear around starting something totally new, not feeling like you're worth it, maybe with Justice in reverse, like maybe circumstances financially or emotionally or with your family, you don't feel like you deserve to go out and do something totally new when you have other responsibilities, but if you're being called, whenever the Fool card shows up, it is a moment, it is a season. The Fool is a major arcana card, but it's also the very first card of the deck. It's 0, it's not even 1. It's the wellspring from which the rest of the major arcana journey comes from. So if you're feeling that Fool energy and you are repressing it, or you're somehow not able to step forward into it, or you're just feeling like everything's totally fine, I totally am so excited about being that radio disc jockey, I know it's my life's purpose and passion, and I just can't even ever wait to get there, but I know I never can because, how am I going to feed 5 kids on that salary, or how is it going to happen? But you're just killing your soul. You're really repressing what you want to do. It's like you have to cut ties somehow. You have to let yourself move towards something that feels a lot better for you. And I encouraged that they both kind of flew out sideways because it kind of says like, you're moving towards it. There's like some movement around this energy where you're not totally locked in. But again, it's like 9 to the 10 here. Like it's not going to get easier if you don't address the situation, if you don't step forward into something that really matters for you and commit to doing something that might feel really good to you, deck 2. So let's go ahead. Spirit, what would be the best action forward from here? What advice do you have for deck 2 on moving forward to ease this situation, help this situation, move towards resolution in this situation? Okay, so you have to feel your way through this. This is the Queen of Swords in reverse. It also says, like, don't be a bitch. Queen of Swords is someone who, especially when it's in reverse, might have the tendency to say things that they don't mean, or say things like all truth, no tact, right? But Queen of Swords in reverse says you have to come out of your head. You have to come out of your thinking body. You have to come out of writing the pros and cons list. It's not going to be logical. Look at this. Like, this is your heart's desire. This is you saying, I want to just go so badly. I don't even see this cliff right in front of me. Like, it's going to work out, you know? And this is you saying, okay, but PG&E is like this much, and then my phone bill is this much, and then my husband's credit card payments are this much, and our car payment, and like all of the kids, like I basically will just not leave the house or drink the water because that will like cut down on expenses and pennies, right? Like, it's never going to pan out. You have to take the jump, and you can't think your way through it. You have to believe that if you jump, the net will appear. You have to. So okay, let's check that out. And you have to calm the voices inside. You have to stop the fighting. There's probably been a lot of chatter, whether it's between you or your trusted friends. Like, have you been talking a lot about this ad nauseum, with people that you love or trust? Like, well, I could do this or that, or I really want to, but no, I could never, and this and that and this. It's like you have to just put down the fight about it. You have to put down the fight. You have to put down the back and forth, and you have to just go for it. Deck number 2. Okay, what is give us a how here, Spirit. How can deck number 2 step towards this? So it can't be logical. You can't think your way through this. Is there any other way that is a good how for deck number 2? How is the best way forward? What is something that they can do to help resolve this issue and really step into the next saga? All right, well, you gotta face the music, honeys. So 6 of Swords and 10 of Cups in reverse. This really speaks to moving on. This could be moving on from a relationship. Absolutely. That would be the traditional reading of these 2 cards. 6 of Swords is moving on from choppy waters to smooth waters, rough emotional ties to calmer shores, but it's leaving everything behind. The person in this boat doesn't have anything. She's not taking her life with her. It's just totally moving on. Swords are all down. There's no fight here. It's just moving on. So oftentimes this comes up when breakups happen or are happening. And 10 of Cups in reverse is you have to move on, and it might not feel good for a hot second. You have to face that there might be disappointment, and you might be facing a lot of your fears here. But isn't that the thing? The fear of the pain is always worse than the pain itself. So this isn't saying that like you are going to go through a breakup. This is just saying if you want to move forward, you have to leave the situation that you don't want behind and face the feelings of disappointment, face your fear of feeling empty and at a loss of emotional wealth in order to step into something that's going to be exceptionally more fulfilling. What else do we need to know about this situation for deck number 2? Is there anything else that deck number 2 needs to know or understand here? What advice do you have for deck number 2, Spirit? What's the advice here? What do you want them to know? How can they be comforted through this tough time? Oh, okay, the Hermit. This is really beautiful because it's giving you so much hope and strength through this solo journey. And this doesn't mean you have to be unpartnered. This doesn't mean you should go through it, right? Take it as a grain of salt or as it's meant to you. But the Hermit says there is so much power and wisdom and exceptional strength coming for you, waiting for you when you dive deep into your own knowing of what's to come, when you trust yourself and your own counsel as the best wisdom for your life. And as you spend more and more time by yourself, even if you stay partnered, even if you stay in your life, like whatever it is, You can go through massive transition with relationships. So this might not have to be about relationship for you at all. This could be about a job, any sphere of life that you're going through, or whatever reason you hopped on here to ask about an issue. This says your answers are all inside. You have to calm the voices. You have to calm yourself enough to spend time alone in meditation to really hear the message that's coming through for you. Okay, group number 2, let's roll the dice for you. Think of a question here, and let's see what advice the dice has for you. Ooh, 29. All right. Dice number 29. The answer here is don't make waves at this time. Use your spiritual connections to overcome stressful situations. Today is just what it is, and tomorrow will definitely be better. Keep that in mind. So moving onwards and up here, deck number 2. I hope this was really helpful or confirming for you through your tough timer journey. We'll catch you on the next one. Okay, deck number 3. The Deviant Moon Tarot. This is one of my favorite decks. Welcome. Let's see what Spirit has to offer you guys for a tough time that you are going through. Spirit, give us some indication of what we're working with. What do we need to know here about the situation that deck number 3 is going through here? What do we need to know about the situation deck 3 is facing? Okay, 2 of Wands in reverse. There could be a lack of energy here, a lack of vision. You might feel stuck in a job, stuck in a marriage, stuck in a relationship. 2 of Wands in reverse says you haven't broke ground yet. The vision hasn't come forward, and you feel stuck in that in-between limbo space of it should have worked out. I feel like I should be farther along than I am. What else do we need to know about the situation here, Spirit, in order to help deck number 3 move forward? 10 of Pentacles and the Star. So this is related somehow to money, to finances, to wealth, to material gain. This is about generational wealth. So sometimes, we see the 10 of Pentacles and we're like, oh my God, fabulous. It's an indication of a lot of money or a lot of wealth happening. But especially with this one, it can be a card of inheritance too. It can be a lot of like what we take on from family systems or family dynamics, and we don't always want family things, right? I am not a thing person at all. My family has like a lot of stuff that they want to give to the kids, and it's like, I don't want your set of XYZ from 17 generations ago. It's just not my thing. So that's what I'm getting here is this could be an issue with like, are you feeling stuck? Are you feeling overwhelmed? Are you feeling too much in some way that maybe feels destined, or like a lot of pressure? There could be feeling a lot of pressure here to perform, to do well, to shine, to be a star, usually I really see the Star as a card of faith, but if we're asking Spirit here in this context, like what else do we need to know about the situation that you're going through? Maybe there's a situation where you are feeling exceptionally pressured to perform, to shine, to be a light for other people in a certain family area, in a certain way at work, in a certain way that feels like a lot of pressure or too much responsibility, too much weight. Or that you can't stop doing what you're doing because it's bringing in a lot of finances, a lot of material wealth or financial stability, material stability for the family, for your community, for something like that. So that's really interesting. It's like a problem based off of a lot of resources rather than a lack of. So, what are those possibilities for you? Feeling kind of locked into something that might be like golden handcuffs kinds of feeling. Handcuffs kind of. Speaking has not been my forte this evening, you guys. Okay, let's see here. The 9 of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so 9 of Pentacles is such an independently wealthy character. It's like, okay, perfect. The advice here is saying that you have to be interdependent. when you are so well off financially by yourself and have all of things material by yourself, it's easy to isolate. It's easy to not have to need things from other people, right? You could often be in a situation where you're always giving. And it can be easy to not reach out if you're going through a tough time, or, people who are just very financially well off don't always have to reach out. They don't have to be interdependent. You don't need roommates. You don't need, whatever it is. So 9 of Pentacles in reverse says it's time to not be that independent person who does everything by themselves, who's the rock, especially financially. Maybe this isn't financially for you, but it's coming across in this reading as someone or like a vibe that is particularly independent, doesn't need anyone, does things by themselves. And it's saying you can't do that right now in order to move through this problem. You have to ask for help. Oh, exactly. The 6 of Pentacles in reverse. You are due for help. You are due for someone to come and give you a hand. You are due for someone to reach out and say, look, I got you. Like, let me buy you lunch. Let me buy you a cup of coffee. Let me come over and make you soup. Let me clean your house for you. Even if it's hard for you to ask for help, just being open to receive, use the mantra, I receive. Be open to allowing the universe to shower you with gifts, and you will be so surprised at what comes in. This is really feeling like someone is locked into isolation and unwilling, unsure of how to open themselves up to receive. So what else do we need to know here, Spirit, in order to help deck number 3 here? What else do we need to know? 6 of Swords in reverse is interesting because deck number 2 got 6 of Swords, but it was upright. So this is about staying. We see 6 of Swords in reverse. It's saying it's time to stick something out. It's time to stay in a situation. And this is a really beautiful message. It's poignant because if you are used to always being independent, it might be really easy for you to leave situations, leave relationships, leave jobs if you don't want them, because you don't have to stay. You don't have to stay. So it's easy for you to move on and find something else, do something else. This is a really fascinating answer for you guys, deck number 3. The answer for you is to stay. It's to not leave. It's to not find yourself off on your own. It's to not run away and look for calmer water. It's to stay and potentially allow things to feel messy, allow yourself to feel whatever it is, because the 6 of Swords is moving away from choppy water into calmer ground. It's leaving a difficult situation, for one that is calmer. And let's just see what else Spirit wants to know. Okay, the Emperor here flew out sideways. I love this Emperor card. What a sass. And he's just skewering this devil child beast there below. So the Deviant Moon deck is a little bit sassy. I love it, but that's the disclaimer. It's just going to be a little bit of a sassy deck here. So if you're especially sensitive to cards, you probably didn't choose this deck. But I hope you're enjoying it if you did. The Emperor says, and it came out sideways, it's time for you to allow others to really help lift you up and support you. You might really be you might be ready to take a nap. If you've had to be the emperor of your own life, it means that you've probably had to support a lot of other people. You might always be the strong one. You're probably always sticking up for other people, giving the resources, helping other people make tough decisions, stepping in when someone needs something, being that person for the family, sacrificing your own needs and others and ready for others to have their own needs. When this flies out sideways, it's take a nap, buddy. It's okay. It's okay for you to go down. It's okay for you to rest for a while and allow yourself to be supported. Okay, so Spirit, how can deck number 3 here, how can these folks best support this next step forward to rest and to being supported and to being to their solution? How can they best step forward to resolving whatever issue it is? Whoops. that they came here to talk about. The High Priestess. This is really beautiful. You have to trust yourself. This is about going inside and listening deeply to messages from Spirit. Way to hop on this reading. This is about really listening to yourself, meditation. I recommend Yoga Nidra highly. There are so many free ones on YouTube you can grab. It's a meditation where you lie down and do some body awareness. It really, really helps you tap into theta brainwaves and be in a state where you can be receptive, deep rest for the body and the nervous system and your physiology. And it allows you, more so than just a nap for myself, to really go into a place of guided meditation where you can feel very, very connected to your higher spirit, to messages. This is saying more so than me telling you anything. I hope this is just confirming for you, but you have your own answers. The High Priestess says it's not going to come from anyone but yourself and your own guidance and your own understanding. Look at how powerful you are, deck number 3. There's like some really powerful people in this group, and I want to let you know that powerful people with a lot of resources and a lot of ability to be strong for other people need powerful people for you too. You need support, you need nurturing, you need love, you need care, you need rest, you need rejuvenation, you need a day off. So with that, let's go ahead and see what number from the dice comes up for you guys. This is again 26 here. Thought it was 29. The last one was 29. All right, deck number 3. What is your dice reading here? 26. This auspicious number grants you a wish. Be careful what you wish for, because you may find that it carries with it more than you bargained for. So that's kind of tracks with how powerful you are, group number 3. I'm just really getting so much power and presence from this particular deck and reading. So absolutely manifest carefully. Whatever you're thinking, believing, feeling is going to just blossom. And you have all of the power in what you think and believe and feel. So good luck, deck number 3. I hope this was so helpful. I'm going to catch you in the next one.